Y'all surprised to see me. But I told you the sun shine on a dog ass sometime, and since I was up gathering my oldest egg, getting him all the way to and gather my oldest boy egg, I had to read him a few minutes ago. So I figured since I was I was already up and fully clothed, I might as well come on down and through, and let's run it a little bit about tonight's episode of the Have and the Have Nots. Y'all know next week is the season finale. I sure hope that it must be about an hour and a half, and he gonna close out some of these storylines. Cause girl, what? It's too many open storylines still going on, so they let you know we probably gonna take some of this stuff on into next season, y'all. But I'm getting prayer for Tyler in this right, and I wish he would give some of us YouTubers a phone call and let us give him some insight into his writing. I ain't trying to take nothing from him. He a genius in his own little way, but it don't hurt to have the people who support you give you some insight into how you handling your shows. But anyway, doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, he a New Orleans native. I'm a New Orleans native, and I'm gonna ride for him until the wheels fall off. Even though I be mad and wanting to just drop his ass off on the nearest corner every time he give me one of them dumb episodes, but this one was all right. So let's talk about it. We pick back up with David standing outside of Hannah's house that she got by way of Katherine, trying to convince her to get Benny to turn himself in. She told him, talk to my son yourself. He a grown man and you can do that. He said he tried to talk to Benny, but Benny was too busy having sex with Veronica, and Hannah was like, what? He said, yeah, and by the time I was done talking to Veronica, Benny was gone. He went on to say that Candace got both of their sons involved in all of this mess, and only thing he wants is for everybody to accept their responsibility for what they did. Not at all to fall on his son, but he ain't saying that. He started to talk down on Candace at a point during this conversation, and she reminded him, hold up, watch your mouth, that's my daughter. And he said he can't understand how she could still stand by Candace. She said the same way I have a problem understanding how you can stand by that wicked Veronica. She said she not telling Benny anything about whatever he talking about. He tried to appeal to her as and I hate when people do this. I'm noticing as my walk is starting to change more and more, people try to appeal to me on the very thing that they down me on sometime and look at me sideways on, and that's my belief system. He said to her, you a Christian, and I know you're a good person and you want to do the right thing. She said, nice try. She said, you're not gonna stand here and insult my children, and you ain't gonna insult my intelligence. You can get your ass on down the road with whatever it is you got going on, because I'm not talking to Benny about anything. You can talk to him yourself. He said that she was the smarter of the two. She said, "Oh, so now you think you're gonna stand here and disrespect my son?" No, I'm just saying you the most level-headed. She told David, "Look here, I don't like you. I sure don't trust you. Cause see, I remember when you set up in your chambers and you gave me this whole spiel about how my son was guilty of something he wasn't guilty of, and I believed you. You knew my son was innocent, yet you lied to my face, so I don't have no trust in you. Being as a grown man, and you gonna have to ask him whatever it is that you want to ask him, and there you go, right there." And Benny walked up and he wanted to know what was David doing there, and Hannah said, "Well, he here to tell me about your wife, about you sleeping with his wife, and the fact that he wants you to turn yourself in for that Quincy Maxwell killing." Benny said he not worried about no cops, and it's clear that he wants Benny to go into the jail, turn himself in so that Jeffrey can be loose. And that's when Hannah said, "Oh, so that's what this is all about. You came here thinking that you was gonna hoodwink, possibly bamboozle me into talking my son into going in and confessing to a murder, all because you want your son to get out of jail." She said she ain't got time for him. He need to get his ass on away from around there, and that's pretty much what um what Bennett told him as well. Then he want a dry snitch. I can't stand a dry snitcher. Uh, so I guess you haven't told your mom about you and your friends' dealings. He basically brought up the fact that Mitch is from a crime family, and Hannah, by her reaction, had no idea that that was even true. And I was thinking to myself, wait a minute now, y'all say Benny and Mitch been friends a long time. A long, long time. So you mean to tell me that in all this time that they supposed to been friends, Hannah had no idea that Mitch was affiliated with a crime family? As nosy as Hannah is, she never. Okay, all right. Anyway, they made David kick rocks. He had to move around and go somewhere. So that gives her chance once she gets into the house to ask him. I thought you said you weren't sleeping with that woman. I knowed you was up to no good when I seen y'all down there to the hospital together. And Benny was like, Mama, I didn't I wasn't messing with her at that time. She said that time. Cause Hannah thinking like me. Son, that was yesterday. He said, look, she called me over there to talk about a case, and one thing led to another. She said, I wish I had a man. You know, she wished she had his dad would have stayed around and taught him how to be a man with morals. She said she wished that she had taught him that. She surely tried. And then she mentioned that Mitch and Benny supposedly doing something, and he's a part of a crime family. He says, Mom, look, Benny family is a crime family. He's not a part of it. She was like, uh-huh, uh-huh. And also, I'm thinking now about this truck. Because, see, now she done came back in the picture. I hear you talking about this truck. I'm trying to figure out how you going to get this truck. Is she paying for this truck for you? That's where she was going with it. He said no. She said, well, how you going to get this truck, Benny, when you ain't got no collateral and no job? You ain't got nothing for a person to give you money enough to be able to buy a truck and start your company back up again without somebody having some funds, and you ain't got none. So how you getting all of this done? He said he need her to just trust him. She looked at him like, really? He said, you don't trust me. She said, hell no, I don't trust you. I don't believe nothing you be saying to me because you're turning into Candace 2.0. You becoming a pathological liar, and you're willing to do just about anything to get what it is that you want. She said, you might not be telling me the truth right now, but you know I'm going to find out. All I got to do is pray. Once I pray, the answers are given to me. And I said, that is so, so true, because many of my answers to the questions that was plaguing my mind about me as far as my personals, me dealing with other people, even me being a mother. There have been times when I knew my children were not being forthcoming about what it was I was asking them about. And by the time I go up in there and have a talk with my God, by the time I come out, I may not have that answer right there. But when I need that answer, it's gonna be revealed unto me. And that is an testament to her faith in the relationship that she has with God, because she know them answers gonna come from that way. And now I'm beginning to know that all my answers come by way of that. Then I take all I cast my burdens right down on him, because he said I could, and he'll see me through it. Guide me till I'm sure. Is what I tell him every day. Guide me, because I'm still a newbie on this walk. And, you know, I fall down, but I get back up. And I'm just grateful that I believe in something that's so beautiful that it forgives me for my indiscretions time and time again when I don't know no better. And that spirit guides me till I'm sure of this walk that I've taken upon myself to do, because I want to be at the meeting. Okay? I want to be at that meeting, baby. Yes, indeed, honey. I'm going to say, he told me he'll prepare a place for me at the table in the presence of my enemies, honey. Yes, he did. But anyway, that bottom line is she don't trust him, and she mad. And she walking off and say, I'm going to get the answers to the questions that plague my mind. Now then we take it to a scene where we see Landon and Obama Jr. in the car. And they talking about him campaigning and how he's kind of losing a little bit of momentum that he once had. And that he has decided to add some more cities onto his campaign trail to get his numbers back up. But they pretty much know he gonna win anyway, you know. The same way the election of last year went. That's probably what they gonna do with Obama Jr. So they know he gonna win, but he done added some more places so he can go and get his numbers up. And one of those places is Savannah. And Landon know that that is only because he's interested in seeing Candace, and he did not make no qualms about that with him. He said, "I already told you about how I feel about her. Yeah, she been on my mind. Yeah, I added Savannah because I want to see her, and yeah, you need to go and make that happen for me." And that's all. That's it. Don't give me nothing else. That's what I asked you to do for me, and I need you to do that because you don't want to meet Chucky again, okay? You almost met him and he made you scared. Make me bring him all the way out and you're going to be terrified. So do what I asked you to do, okay? Now, we see Candace arrive at a hotel, and she go in her hotel room, and Child Landon was sitting in there waiting, and she wanted to know why was he there. He said, "That ain't no way for you to greet somebody who helped you get out of jail." She said, "Oh, it was you or Charles." And he said one and the same. She said she don't want to see him or Charles, and she don't need neither one of their helps. He said Charles want to see her. Um, he been slacking in his debates as of late since he dealt with her, and he feels that she could be an asset to Charles. Well, she ain't trying to be no asset to no Charles. She want to leave it like she left it. And Landon thing is this, girl, you already living a lifestyle where you laying up being a bed wench to the highest bidder, if you will. Why wouldn't you want to get behind a man you know is certain to go into the White House? She said, "Why would I want to be a part of all that treachery and deceit?" He said, "Ain't that what you doing now, just on a lower scale, basically?" He told her, "Look, girl, I don't know why you blocking your own blessing. This ain't no different than what you doing. It's just on a higher, more, I guess the scales of, let me see what word I would use. I would say that Candace is doing what she could be doing in the White House just on a lower pay scale. She dealing with people who ain't the boss, but they the boss of somebody. She got an opportunity to be with the boss of all bosses in the United States, and she ain't trying to have no dealings with him. Even though Landon is saying he wants to see you, I don't want to see him. He said, "Well, don't be surprised if you end up seeing him anyway, because he got his mindset on it." And she basically told him to get on up out of there, and he did, okay? Then we go over to Veronica's house. She's running around the house calling for Melissa with an empty bottle, like a vodka bottle in her hand, wanting to know what happened to all my liquor. Melissa over there drunk as hell. When Veronica deduced the fact that she was drunk, she took her over to the kitchen sink and made her throw it up and told her, "Girl, let me tell you something. I'm trying to be nice to you, but I'm warning you, never do this again." And Melissa said that she can do whatever she want to do. She said, "Don't try me." Melissa said she ain't gonna allow Veronica to do to that baby what she's done to Jeffrey and to her. And Veronica said she would not allow her to ruin the only good thing that she got to look forward to. So she better make her next move her best move. Because, see, you could wind up not seeing this baby at all. She said you wouldn't be able to see the baby. Veronica said, "No, you wouldn't be able to see the baby. I would see the baby. Now, I'm trying to be nice to you. I'm trying to be nice to you, but you're taking my kindness for weakness." She said all you had to do was have sex with Jeffrey and procreate, and things could be different. We wouldn't be going through all this bullshit right now. We wouldn't be going through it. Melissa said he gay and you can't change that. And Veronica said, "No, I see now you is the problem. Because he can change and he will change. It's you, really." She said, "But I'm going to tell you this right here. Don't Don't mess up with me. Don't take my kindness for weakness. And don't ever try to put this baby life in danger again by doing some stupid stuff like this. Now clean my sink out." And Melissa said she wasn't going to clean the sink out. Veronica came over there and gave her them slaps. One of them slaps that usually was followed by a pause when you was younger and your grandma did it because you done jumped in some grown folks conversation. And they hit you so hard you can't do nothing but pause. All that girl could do was pause a minute because she didn't. She grabbed her face immediately, but you saw that pause. She had to think about it, child. Melissa said she wished Veronica had died when she grabbed the wheel of that car. Veronica said, "Yeah, you better be glad I didn't scar or burn. Just know, I let that ride, but I don't forget." And she told her again, wash that shit out my sink, and she walked away. I said, Lord, I wants to see how this gonna turn out. Now, Jim in there getting rolled by Candace, I don't know what you call them. Well, I guess, I mean, I try to keep it PG-13, but I have to tell it like it is, child. Jill is Candace hoe. She the madam. And she in there riding Jim. And Katherine come in there, interrupt them, and tell Jill that she need to get the hell up out of there. Jill asking who Katherine is, and she said, I'm his wife. Jill said, well, I didn't know he was married. She said, well, the ring didn't tell you anything, little slut. Get the hell up out of here before I hurt you. So she leave. After she leave, Katherine warned Jim that she ought to shoot him, and he said, please do it directly in the head. Then she started talking about George came to visit, and he got the bullets from Sallison and a man that know that they are matched, so what they gonna do? He said, we. Oh, it ain't been no we all this time here. When you kicked me out the house, it wasn't no we. When you froze all my assets and left me penniless, it wasn't no we. But now all of a sudden, it's a we. She like, look, Jim, damn all of that. We need to figure out what we gonna do about this situation right here. Because ain't nobody trying to go to jail over none of this stuff. He said he's surprised he ain't know. And she was like, how would you know? So he gets on the horn and he calls Sarah. But Sarah's voicemail comes on, so he don't leave no message. He gets up and he tell her, tomorrow we need to go on a field trip. We need to go over there and talk to our son about about testifying against us. She like, what they got to do? The DA got the bullets. He said, I ain't worried about that. What I said was, we gonna have to go on a field trip tomorrow over to talk to our son about this situation right here. You leave them bullets up to me. I got that. But before I do anything, you need to be on the phone making some phone calls, getting me some coins put back into my account. And she sure as hell did call that lawyer that they always deal with, that they say Veronica done beat by 30 times, but yet they keep him on retainer, Lloyd, and had Lloyd transfer 10 million on over into Jim's account, and he all good with it. I said, child. He told her they were gonna have to go on down there to the to see their son the next day. Now, over with Jill, she rides over to Candace's room, and she in a huff and puff and scared as hell because she felt like Katherine was gonna kill her. Upon talking to this girl more after she gave her some liquor to calm her down, she realizes who her John was. It was Jim Cryer. And the woman that came in and said that she was the wife, she knew it was Katherine. And she tell Jill, girl, that's just, don't fall for that. She said what you need to do is you need to go back and get that money. Because it was discovered she hadn't got paid. She just ran out the room because Katherine threatened to do her something. And Candace told her, well, what I need you to do is go back down and get your money. One thing I know for certain about this man, he likes a strong woman. And that wife of his ain't going to do nothing. Walk past her like she ain't nothing and demand your coin, and he will give it to you. She like, I really don't want to do this. Candace left her with no choice, so she had to go back down there and knock on that door and come in. And Katherine is like, oh, okay, so part two, you really want your ass to be stomped out up in here. Do you want to die today? She said, no, I ain't come to die. All I came for was what's mine. I need to get paid for my services. Jim was like, let me just meet you down at the bar. She said, no, we not going to meet down at the bar. We met up here, and the transaction went on up here. I need my money. I need it now. So Katherine was like, didn't I tell you to leave? Oh, girl was like, and I will leave as soon as I get my money. Katherine said, I can make you leave. And she went to walk up toward her, and Jim said, hold up, because he don't need it going crazy, because Katie will go kaboom. We all know it. And he gave her some money, and she left. And she was happy about that. I said, She said, so it look like I'm paying your bills and your hoes. He said, Katherine, come on with that. Cause some of that money you froze up wasn't yours. Cause I've been on that bench 2 times. I have earned my coins. You see, she didn't do too much arguing with him. He reiterated, tomorrow we need to go on a field trip to see our son so we can discuss this situation involving him wanting to go and testify against us to the district attorney. He invited her to spend the night. She said, I refuse to lay in this field. And he said, good. He glad she was leaving. So she leave, and they planning on going to see the boy tomorrow, the next day. Okay? So Jill comes back to the room. She happy. Candace was right, girl. That wife ain't do nothing but threaten. She was bluffing the whole time, and he gave me some money. Candace say, girl, now good. They let you know 99% of the time that that's what they doing. They running their mouth and they not serious. Jill said, well, what about that 1%? She said, well, that's that 1% where your mama bury you. She gave her one of the bills that Jim had given her and told her to go in there and take her bath, clean up, because she needs to be working on the next date that she'll have with Jim. Jim ain't want to have no next date with Jim, but Candace say, "Oh, but you will." And then she began to question, "Why is it that I got you, but you taking all the money?" She said, "That's the price you pay for having a pimp." She said, well, if you're going to make all the money and I'm going to do all the work, what do I need you for? She said, you need me because your face could have been cut up by now without me. Uh-huh. So you do need me. She told her, she said, keep complaining. And then she took the bill she gave her and tore it in half and told her, get on in there and handle your business like I told you to. And when the girl walks off and go to do what she said, Candace started counting the money that Jim gave. And she talking about, this is all you gave me? Girl, I'm going to have to school you. And I hollered, I said, oh, she going to turn her into a class A whore. I hear you, girl. I hear you. Mm-hmm. So Wyatt is down to the police station. I don't know what he was down there for. I think maybe about that account situation and all of that. Well, he's at the police station and he runs into David, who assumed that he knew that Jeffrey was in jail and he was coming to see him. Well, Wyatt had no idea Jeffrey was in jail, but David said he'll help him get back there so that he'll be able to see him. Then we switch from that scene over to a scene where Landon is talking to this woman who works on the campaign with him for Charles Obama Jr., right? And he admits to this woman that he has fallen in love with Charles. And see, she done been there before with some senator, and she had to school him. Look, first and foremost, let me tell you one thing. It's not uncommon for you to be feeling that way. That didn't happen out here before. But what I would advise you to do is to let that go, because he's a heterosexual man. He is not interested in your kind at all, and I can assure you, if you don't let this go, this gonna end badly, and it's gonna end badly for you. He say he gonna leave it alone, but you can tell he ain't trying to. Child, he gonna wind up in a whole bunch of mess trying to trick this man. You know they get drunk together and stuff, so I said, child, anyway. Jeffrey's sitting up in that interrogation room, and David comes in, and immediately his question is, I made bail yet? David said he's still working on it. You can see the defeat come out this boy's face, because he really ready to get out of there. But David said, look, I brought somebody to see you. I had to sneak them in and say they my legal assistant, but it's a friend. And in comes Wyatt. David warned them, look, I'm gonna have to go and handle some business. See, I'm working on trying to get you out of here, but they not supposed to record in this room, but they do sometimes, so just be careful. And he left for a minute. Now pause. If that's the case, then they might have the recordings of the times that Justin and came and took him out of that cell and had him all up in that room asking questions and admitting openly that he's in love with Jeffrey. Wonder if that's gonna come into play. Anyway, Jeffrey starts to explain how he ended up in jail, and Wyatt asked, was David gonna be able to get him out? And he said, hopefully. Wyatt said, Jeffrey, look, I want you to go ahead on and you going to testify against your mom. And I'm going to do the same. I'm going to testify against my people. And when it's all said and done, we got $9 million. And I got your back because you always had mine. You can come live with me. Hell, we can even move out of town together. Go to California. Sit up on the beach. Do nothing for the rest of our lives off this $9 million. Don't you worry about it. Don't you get into your feelings about being in here, because we're going to help you get out of here. This is just a process. We're going to be all right. But I got your back because you always had mine. He said, because see, Jeffrey started asking him, was he okay? He was showing concern for Wyatt. And Wyatt is like, man, you worried about me and you the one in jail, but we going to see you through this situation. He told him, man, come on, give me a hug. It's going to all work out. And of course, right as he stands up and allows Wyatt to hug him. In comes Justin, and you know he looking crazy. And next week we gonna see him act crazy, and that's where it cut off at. Now, if I left anything out that you feel that is pertinent to this review, you know the conversation continues down in the panic section. But next week is the season finale. I don't know how much Tyler gonna pack into that hour, or if he gonna give us an hour and 30. I don't know. I'm ready to see if any of these storylines are going to be wrapped up, or are we going to go into yet another season of not knowing and taking storyline from this season to the next season. I'm ready for that to be over with now. You know, I know it's like a soap opera, but even in the soap operas, the stuff come to an end. But that's all I got for y'all tonight. Y'all remember, the depth of your struggle will determine the height of your success. In the meantime, in between time, please remember to rate, comment, subscribe, and share this video wherever it is you share videos. I'll see you guys back on Thursday for Black Ink Crew and If Loving You Is Wrong. I'll see you tomorrow night. I get it out by Thursday morning to y'all. So thank y'all. Hey, and welcome to all of my new subscribers that I've been getting out. Like I told y'all in one of my other videos I did today, I had after I did that Yana video, I had a spike in subscribership on my channel, and that just really inspired me. So I will be reviewing Ayana Fix My Life, and I thank y'all for finding me however you found me, coming over, giving an old girl a chance, and liking what it is that I do over here. I try to keep it simple. We gonna upgrade, but we gonna upgrade slowly. I don't see no problem, and I don't see a reason to change too much too fast, because I'm just coming into myself with this thing. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, we're going to talk more about it later. I did make the announcement that FS, somebody watching this, I can't say this, but y'all know FSF comes back next month. That is Buck Shit Friday. Okay, that's what it is. It's a weekend wrap up of all the entertainment news and stuff I want to talk about for the week that's been going on. I kind of put it on the shelf for a minute because I'm back in school and had to try to get my schedule thing together. But now that I got it together, I will be returning to do that sometime next month in April. We will bring that back, and y'all will be able to give me the topics y'all want me to talk about, and things like that. But again, thank you all for coming along with me on this journey, because this is all this is. This is just a journey. This is a part of my life, and yeah, I feel like it's the best part because it's the coming of age part for me. So thank y'all for coming. Thank y'all for watching this review. Have a wonderful remainder to your Tuesday night and a great Wednesday. See you guys back on this channel Thursday. Peace.